Padharo Mhare Desh. Free entry to Rajasthan's historical places on World Tourism Day, September 27, 2024. To celebrate World Tourism Day on September 27, 2024, Rajasthan is offering free entry to all its historical places. This special gesture invites both locals and tourists to explore the state's rich history, grand forts, palaces, and cultural heritage without any cost. It's a unique opportunity to immerse yourself in the pride and glory of Rajasthan, known for its architectural marvels and traditions. The tourism department will give a traditional welcome to visitors at these monuments with garlands and tilak, offering a glimpse of the state's warm hospitality. Additionally, there will be vibrant cultural programs organized to showcase the heritage and artistry of Rajasthan, further promoting the state's tourism potential. This initiative encourages visitors to discover the beauty of Rajasthan's cultural legacy while boosting tourism in the region. A grand welcome. In true Rajasthani tradition, tourists arriving at these historical sites will be greeted with garlands and tilak, a gesture symbolizing warmth and hospitality. The atmosphere will be festive, with the state's tourism department pulling out all stops to create a memorable experience. The monuments, already echoing with centuries-old stories, will come alive with colorful cultural programs showcasing traditional music, dance, and art forms, promoting the cultural heritage. This special initiative not only celebrates World Tourism Day, but also serves as an effort to shine a spotlight on Rajasthan's immense cultural heritage. By making the state's historical landmarks more accessible, the government hopes to inspire a deeper appreciation for the architectural wonders and cultural richness of Rajasthan. Tourists will witness vibrant performances of Ghumar and Kalbelia dances, listen to the rhythmic tunes of Rajasthani folk music, and marvel at local handicrafts on display. These programs will offer visitors a holistic experience, blending the grandeur of the past with the lively traditions that continue to thrive today. A celebration of Rajasthan's pride. For history buffs, adventurers, and culture enthusiasts, this free entry initiative is a rare chance to experience Rajasthan's Padharo Mhare Desh, or Come to My Land spirit up close. Whether you're wandering the ancient halls of the Amber Palace, standing in awe of the intricate stonework of the Ranakpur Jain Temple, or soaking in the beauty of the Jantar Mantar Observatory, this is a day dedicated to celebrating Rajasthan's indomitable spirit. With free access to these monuments and cultural programs planned across the state, World Tourism Day 2024 is set to be a memorable celebration of Rajasthan's pride, history, and unmatched charm. Rajasthan is home to some of the most iconic forts in India, each representing a unique chapter of its royal history. Here are 6 must-visit forts in Rajasthan, especially on World Tourism Day, which is September 27, 2024, when entry will be free. First up, Amber Fort in Jaipur. This fort is a stunning blend of Hindu and Mughal architecture, famous for its majestic palaces, intricate mirrorwork, and sprawling courtyards. Overlooking Mhare Lake, the fort provides breathtaking views of the surrounding hills. Don't miss the elephant rides to the fort, the light and sound show, and the Hall of Mirrors. Next, we have Mehrangarh Fort in Jodhpur. Towering over Jodhpur at 400 feet above the city, Mehrangarh Fort is one of the largest and most well-preserved forts in India. The fort is a treasure trove of palaces with intricate carvings and expansive courtyards with views of the blue city below. Don't miss the museum showcasing weapons, royal palanquins and costumes. Also explore the Phul Mahal and Moti Mahal. Then Kumbhalgarh Fort in Rajasthan. Known for having the second longest wall in the world after the Great Wall of China, Kumbhalgarh Fort is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Set amidst the Aravalli Hills, this fort boasts over 360 temples and a dramatic history as the birthplace of Maharana Pratap. Don't miss the scenic views from the top of the fort and the remarkable perimeter wall that stretches for 36 kilometers. Moving on to Chittorgarh Fort in Chittorgarh. The largest fort in India, Chittorgarh Fort is a symbol of Rajput valor, sacrifice and resilience. It has witnessed multiple sieges and holds legends of the brave Queen Padmini and Rana Kumbha. Spread across 700 acres, the fort contains several palaces, towers and temples. Don't miss Vijay Stam, Kirti Stam and Rani Padmini's palace, which overlooks a beautiful lotus pond. Next is Jaisalmer Fort in Jaisalmer, also known as Sonaquila or the Golden Fort. This living fort in the middle of the Thar Desert is made of yellow sandstone, giving it a golden glow at sunset. It's one of the few forts in the world where people still live within the fort walls. Don't miss the intricate carvings on the Jain temples, the Raj Mahal Palace, and walking through the narrow, bustling lanes of the fort. Finally, Nahargarh Fort in Jaipur. Perched on the Aravalli Hills, Nahargarh Fort offers stunning panoramic views of Jaipur. Built as a retreat for the royal family, the fort's architecture is a blend of Indian and European styles. Don't miss the sunset view over Jaipur, the Madhavendra Bhawan, and exploring the stepwells within the fort. As a bonus, consider visiting Taragarh Fort in Bundi, known for its large reservoirs, and Ranthambore Fort in Sawai Madhopa, which offers a unique mix of history and wildlife. These forts not only tell the story of Rajasthan's rich heritage, but also offer stunning landscapes and architectural marvels. Exploring them on World Tourism Day will allow you to experience the pride of Rajasthan for free, making it an ideal time to visit. On World Tourism Day, which is September 27, 2024, Rajasthan will host several cultural events at its iconic historical sites to enhance the visitor experience. Although the detailed schedule for 2024 may be released closer to the date, here's a general idea of the types of cultural events you can expect based on past celebrations at major tourist sites across Rajasthan. Tentative cultural event schedule on World Tourism Day at Amber Fort in Jaipur. There will be a morning welcome ceremony at 9 a.m. with a traditional welcome with garlands and tilak at the main entrance. This will be followed by folk dance performances from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. featuring live performances of the Ghumar dance and Kalbelia dance in the courtyards. Traditional instrumental music will be performed from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. featuring the Ravanhatta and other Rajasthani instruments. The day will conclude with an evening light and sound show at 7:30 p.m. narrating the history of the fort at Mehrangarh Fort in Jodhpur. The day starts with a morning welcome at 9:30 a.m. where Rajasthani folk musicians will welcome tourists with morchang and dolak at the fort gates. This will be followed by a cultural showcase from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. featuring Rajasthani puppetry and folk music performances in the main courtyard. A heritage walk will take place at 4 p.m. offering a guided tour of the fort highlighting its architectural brilliance and historical significance. At Kumbhalgarh Fort in Rajsamand, visitors will receive a traditional welcome at 10 a.m. with garlands and tilak. Folk performances will take place from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. featuring Bhavai dance and Tera Taali, accompanied by folk music performances. A cultural workshop will be held at 3:30 p.m. offering a hands-on workshop on Rajasthani handicrafts and folk instruments at Chittorgarh Fort in Chittorgarh. The opening ceremony will begin at 9 a.m. welcoming tourists with garlands, traditional music and tilak. This will be followed by a historical drama at 11 a.m. a dramatic enactment of Rani Padmini's story and other heroic tales of Chittorgarh in the Vijay Stamp courtyard. Folk dance performances will take place from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. featuring Ghumar and Kalbelia performances by local artists. The day will end with an evening light show at 7 p.m. narrating the valour of Chittorgarh's warriors. At Jaisalmer Fort in Jaisalmer, the morning will start with a welcome ceremony at 9:30 a.m. featuring a traditional Rajasthani welcome with garlands and tilak at the fort entrance. Folk music and puppet show will take place from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. featuring Rajasthani puppet shows accompanied by traditional music in the fort's courtyards. Cultural exhibits will be on display from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. showcasing Rajasthani art, crafts and textiles in small stalls around the fort. A sunset music performance will be held at 6 p.m. featuring Rajasthani folk music on the ramparts. At Nahargarh Fort in Jaipur, the day will begin with a traditional welcome at 9 a.m. featuring a tilak ceremony and folk musicians at the entrance. Folk music and dance performances will take place from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. featuring Kalbelia and Bhavai dances, accompanied by live music. The day will conclude with an evening event at 6 p.m. featuring a special sunset cultural event with live music and lighting of the fort. Additional highlights: local cuisine stalls will be available in many forts, offering traditional Rajasthani snacks like dal bati churma, kachoris and gawa. Handicraft exhibitions will showcase local crafts, textiles, and handmade jewelry. Some forts may also host photography competitions, encouraging tourists to capture Rajasthan's heritage and cultural vibrance. Special guided tours will be organized at various forts, providing deeper insights into their history. Please note that the exact timings and events may vary, and it's advisable to check with the Rajasthan Tourism Department or the specific fort's management closer to the date for the confirmed schedule. On World Tourism Day, which is September 27, 2024, entry to all historical places in Rajasthan will be free, so you won't need to book tickets in advance for most locations. However, here are some tips and steps you can follow to ensure a smooth visit. First, check the Rajasthan Tourism website or app. Visit the official Rajasthan Tourism website or download the Rajasthan Tourism app if available. These platforms usually provide updated information regarding special events, ticketing, and guidelines for World Tourism Day. Second, consider pre-registration if required. Although entry is free, some forts and palaces may require you to pre-register, especially if there is an expected large crowd. Keep an eye on announcements from the Rajasthan government. You may be able to pre-register for events and access passes through the Rajasthan Tourism website or affiliated ticketing platforms like Book My Show or ClearTrip. Third, for on-site ticket counters, monuments that typically require tickets, such as Amber Fort, Mehrangarh Fort, and City Palace, will likely have special arrangements for free entry. You can walk up to the on-site ticket counters where they will distribute free entry passes if necessary. Carry an ID proof, as some places may require basic identification for issuing free passes, so bring a valid photo ID with you. Fourth, for guided tours and special experiences, while entry is free, certain guided tours, light and sound shows, or special activities like elephant rides at Amber Fort may still require booking. You can book these through the official websites of the specific fort or palace, tourist information centers at the site, or third-party travel websites like Make My Trip, Viator, or Get Your Guide for special experiences. Finally, for transportation and accommodation booking, if you're traveling from outside the city, it's a good idea to book transportation and accommodations early due to the expected surge in visitors. Use popular platforms like IRCTC for train tickets or Make My Trip Goibibo and OYO for hotels. Key tips: arrive early. Popular forts like Amber, Mehrangarh and Chittorgarh can become crowded on special days, so it's best to arrive early. Follow Rajasthan Tourism's social media pages for real-time updates and announcements about the day's activities. Book premium guided tours or cultural programs if you're interested in in-depth historical explanations. By following these steps, you can ensure a seamless and enjoyable experience as you explore the rich cultural heritage of Rajasthan for free on World Tourism Day. Here are some suggestions for places to stay near Rajasthan's top historical sites, catering to various budgets. Since you might be visiting multiple forts, I've listed options for stays near popular destinations like Jaipur, Jodhpur, Udaipur, Jaisalmer, Chittorgarh and Kumbhalgarh. For Jaipur, near Amber Fort and Nahargarh Fort, luxury options include Rambagh Palace, about 12 kilometers from Amber Fort, and Samode Haveli, around 8 kilometers away. For mid-range stays, consider Alsisa Haveli, roughly 10 kilometers from Amber Fort, and Shapura House, also about 10 kilometers away. Budget options include Zostal Jaipur, approximately 9 kilometers from Amber Fort, and Hotel Pearl Palace, around 11 kilometers away. In Jodhpur, close to Mehrangarh Fort, luxury accommodations include Umaid Bhawan Palace, about 5 kilometers from the fort, and Rayas Jodhpur, just 1 kilometer away. Mid-range options feature Welcome Heritage, Bal Samand Lake Palace, around 7 kilometers from the fort, and Ajit Bhawan, about 5 kilometers away. For budget stays, consider Zostal Jodhpur, 1 kilometer from the fort, and Hostelavi Jodhpur, also 1 kilometer away. In Udaipur, near the City Palace, luxury options include Taj Lake Palace, just 500 meters away by boat ride, and the Oberoi Udayivias, around 2.5 kilometers away. Mid-range stays feature Fateh Prakash Palace, approximately 1 kilometer from the City Palace, and Trident Udaipur, about 4 kilometers away. Budget options include Mustache Udaipur, 1.5 kilometers from the City Palace, and Madri Haveli, also 1.5 kilometers away. For Jaisalmer, near Jaisalmer Fort, luxury accommodations include Suryagarh Jaisalmer, about 15 kilometers from the fort, and the Serai, roughly 45 kilometers away. Mid-range options feature Hotel Jaisal Castle, 500 meters from the fort, and Gar Jaisal Haveli, located within the fort itself. Budget stays include Zostel Jaisalmer, 300 meters from the fort, and Mustache Jaisalmer, about 500 meters away. In Chittagong, near Chittagong Fort, luxury options include the Castle Bijapur, around 40 kilometers from the fort. Mid-range stays feature Hotel Padmini, approximately 2 kilometers from the fort, and Kirti Plaza Hotel, also around 2 kilometers away. Budget options include Hotel Mhare, about 2 kilometers from the fort. For Kumbhalgarh, near Kumbhalgarh Fort, luxury accommodations include the Aodi, about 2 kilometers from the fort, and Fateh Safari Lodge, around 3 kilometers away. Mid-range stays feature Kumbhalgarh Forest Retreat, approximately 3 kilometers from the fort, and the Club Mahindra Kumbhalgarh, about 5 kilometers away. Budget options include Hotel Kumbhal Castle, around 3 kilometers from the fort, and the Wild Retreat, roughly 4 kilometers away. These accommodations range from luxury palaces to budget-friendly stays, offering something for everyone visiting Rajasthan's incredible forts. Booking in advance is recommended, especially for popular hotels near major historical sites.